Sagittarius. I do hope these readings have switched up with the energy. I also feel that there was intrusion with your reading. And what I say by that, there are the people visit the channel that aren't actually, considered family or not familiar with the energy reading, the energy style that I have. They're just clicking on stuff, and they got an earful, and that's not I don't even feel like it represented my channel, not the people that I've been reading for. I do feel like it was an energy that came through, and I do hope that it has departed, or that they got what they needed to hear, and were able to learn from it, or make the necessary adjustments, however they're gonna make them. The energy is more subdued today. Yesterday was very high, very, very high. And the day before, very, very high. And I don't know, I feel like it's almost indicative of the height of the holiday weekend and the low that so many people feel when it comes to Monday. But of course, I'm a very receptive channel, and have to do a lot of grounding work in order to keep myself, from being so heavily affected by other people's moods and emotions and their projections and stuff like that. So let's see what we get today for you, Sagittarius. I know I had intrusion for a few readings on another, like an earth sign reading, and there was this message that kept resounding, and I was like, I'm speaking to somebody very specific. This is how I knew it was intrusion. I was like, I'm not speaking to my typical audience. Oh no, this was somebody else, and they got an earful. But this past time when I was able to read for them, it had shifted, and I was like, either they have gotten acclimated to the energy over here, or they're no longer here. One more for you. You give me two more. Oh, relationship change. I don't know if you had that last week. Oh, is this the effort card? Effort. There's some changes being made. Ooh, we have new beginnings, definitely. There's love and teaching and learning. So something has transpired from the message last week to this week. So that person is still here. I mean, it feels like a continuation. It doesn't feel like it's brand spanking new. And a lot of times the message will come in and they'll fade, and new messages come through. But to have it like come, maybe the effort stopped. That's what changed the relationship. The effort stopped completely. And that's where the new beginning comes in. Because love is what is like the most important. And that teaching and learning from this relationship change and from love, what you were able to take from it is here. Teaching and learning. Love partnership was underneath relationship change. So I really feel like you got to see somebody's nature for what it was. That effort card, which is 13, like the death. You were able to have the courage to put your foot down about something so that you could begin new, refreshed and renewed, and actually have love itself. And you could have brought in the Tower doing it with this 16 energy. Maybe beginning a new shocked you shit. Or surprise somebody you were dealing with. But it's like, you know better now. This purple highlighting the crown. You know better now. You know better now. You're able to speak on it. Maybe you voiced that you wanted to change, that you needed change in your relationship. And that's what darkening of the light. The rule of cycles, in which decline is a natural but not enduring stage. Action without awareness leads to emotional crisis. A shift of feeling is the end of a cycle. Crisis. Wait for emotional clarity. Justice, the underground, espionage, transition, support, resistance. So you got a taste of something that you didn't necessarily like here. You saw something, witnessed something, read something, bumped into something, mistakenly something. Espionage. I mean, and you had support. So maybe somebody was helping. Or maybe because there's underground too, and that's almost like a sneaking energy or under the radar type of energy. Darkening of the light, dimming your screen, going incognito. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that I'm getting with this. Okay, we have taming power of the small. This is a really fertile energy though. Pomegranates are related to the sacral chakra and root, but they represent fertility. And also they're red. They're deep red, like really deepening. This is like blood deep. And it may have made your blood boil, like what you encountered and how the effort, like the efforts you were putting in had to fucking come to a halt. It says taming power of the small. Potential can be fulfilled through detailed attention to all pertinent aspects. Logic demands determination and continued experimentation. Focus. Focus empowers the entire process. Gratitude, faith, dedication, the straw that breaks the camel's back. Misery loves company and sensibility. So that's what I'm getting with this teaching and learning. Like, you learned your lesson with this and you won't have to return to it. I don't get the karmic completion here, but I feel like this wasn't based on karma. This was just an experience that you were having this lifetime. Short beginning, short ending. It's like it began and it stopped. And it may have lasted 13 months tops, but this wasn't 1 to 3 months, 13 months. Like it wasn't a very long lasting relationship. This is like dating somebody and learning very fucking quickly. That's not it. So we have returning, which was in the reverse. It's like a brick wall, isn't it? There ain't no going back. It says the natural and spontaneous process of transformation and renewal. Transformation and renewal. Transformation with this 13, renewal with the 1. I mean, it's there. I know it too, shit. Before these cards even came out. Rationalizing is a risk and a test of the spirit. There is no proof or experience, only knowing. The gift horse, yet you had the straw that broke the camel's back. So it's like, maybe you were the gift horse and you got sick of it, or cash cow, or whatever animal totem relates to this. Meow, shit. The gift horse, confession, the hermit, the addict, recognition, the sin of omission, rationalizing. Inspiration must be given a rational form. Confession is here. but spying and espionage is here. So maybe someone finally fucking admitted something that you already knew. The addict. You know what I'm saying? But this underground, this transition, resistance, you got the hermit energy here. Recognition. Actually being able to see these things. But that's the thing. You may have gone looking and not found, but just had a sense of knowing. The sin of omission. So maybe that's what brings you to make the move that you are making. And we have treading. Whoa, look at that. This looks like that karmic completion to me. The underlying code of behavior ensuring successful interaction despite circumstances. The role of perfecting our form, its survival, and the conviction which guides it. The behavior of self. The love of self is awakeness. The role model, the heretic, the opportunist, the martyr, the hermit, modesty. These are two different perspectives. These are two entirely different perspectives. So you are dealing with someone with Sagittarius in their chart. Person being modest is looked at like they're omitting. A person has justified their decisions, their actions, because they're not in full understanding of the others. The hermit, the opportunist. But then where this person is the hermit, the other person recognizes it. It's a recognition. It's like that's what made them attracted to the other person. But being able to use that other person's hermit energy or knowing how it works. And then when they're in a hermit mode, it seems as if the other person is opportunistic. The love of self is awakeness. So their expression of Sagittarian energy is completely different. This could be somebody's moon sign and somebody's north node, or somebody's ascendant and somebody else's fucking Venus. Yo, that's crazy. I ain't never seen that. Sag on Sag crime. Sorry. We have the lapis lazuli. This is going with this love. And the behavior of self. The love of self is awakeness. Somebody was able to finally just say what the fuck they needed to say. And raw and uncut. They just spoke it. Finally. But with a perception of knowing how to deliver it. And then we have the third eye. Not third eye. The crown. The third eye in this deck, in these crystals would be the clear quartz. This teaching and learning. So an integration has happened. The relationship change has already transpired and it's moving up. What they're taking with them is this here. It has recolored or reshaped the way that they it's like refined it, which was once their nature. It's like it took a revamp, and that green color transformed into like a teal. It's integrating truth. It's integrating wisdom. It's integrating like the heart center too, but it's not a deep. It's more on the teal side, like a dark. This is like turquoise or something, or I don't know, blue green blue, but that is like that deep teal color. The lesson has been fucking learned. I'll tell you that much. On both parts. On both parts. I feel like it's amicable, but I don't think it'll be easy. It's swift, but I'm not sure that it's. Let's see. Do I want it? No. What else for Sagittarius? That's face down. That's face up. Oh, Hermit. Okay, what else? What else is coming through? Page of Swords. That spying, that espionage is coming up strongly. Page of Swords doesn't always mean that for me. I know it's popular opinion. So I have Nine of Swords reverse. No, let me. This card is Nine of Cups, Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, Hermit. The next row that came out, Nine of Swords reverse, Four of Swords reverse, Judgment, Page of Cups. King of Cups, Page of Cups. I do feel that because this Hermit is like sitting. The King of Cups is underneath the Hermit, and the Page of Wands is talking to the Hermit. And I feel like because they shared this Hermit energy, that's how they ended up communicating. I really think it was a mental or a telepathic. It was not voiced. Where does it? It says, there is no proof or experience, only knowing. Rationalizing is a risk and a test of the spirit. And I feel that the spirit that combines these two is this Virgo Hermit energy. Again, these could be mutable signs using another mutable energy to communicate through. They both had Hermit in their cards. The Nine of Cups is here. Above all else, they both want to be happy. Above all else, they both want to feel free and lighthearted and be able to extend love, right? They both want to be Page of Cups, and they both want to be Nine of Cups. That wasn't enough effort between the two of them. They're not fulfilling each other's cups. Which what once was a lot of suspicion and Seven of Cups behind that. Three of Swords behind that. There was really a lot going on. There is the Wheel of Fortune. But I still feel like this was a short karmic cycle. It takes 1 year for the sun to revolve, or for the earth to revolve around the sun. And that's what I'm feeling. Which, we have a King of Wands right here. So, Queen of Wands, your King of Wands is right around the corner, but you needed this experience to be able to even handle this next cycle with this next person. You got a short burst of energy so you could go through this little mini game or mini experience. Because what you have coming, like, I don't know why I know you didn't attach forever to this. You didn't even take it serious. I know you didn't take it serious. You couldn't have. Like, you're not, like, Judgment is here. It's like you're still considering reaching out after you've already looked into your suspicions, or looked into other stuff, your own options. It's like you're almost like, well, I'm going to try one more time and try to communicate with this energy and see if I can get through. If it's still something, or we can do it. It's like, but the effort, it's minimal. And right now, that's not the language there. You got 9 cups. Like, you may have accumulated 9 cups from this king, but that still wasn't, you were in this state with it. Now you're in this state, but your memory is providing you with the feeling of those 9 cups. It's telling you to wait for emotional clarity. You're not completely out of the woods yet. Like, for these energies to be showing up, reversed or not, it's not the clarity that I'm seeing. It's just that you're not being overwhelmed by these energies right now, but they're still very much in your energy. It'd be different if I saw 6 of Swords, or if I saw Ace of Swords, or even 10 of Swords. You would be very close to coming all the way up out of that. This could be something you're avoiding and putting on the pretense that I'm fine, I'm cool, I'm happy. 9 of Cups. Refusing to sit down and really process what has happened. Like, give yourself a break before trying to jump back in and start giving effort and begin again. Mentally process this cycle, this experience, because I don't think that the King of Cups is back. His back is turned to this judgment. He's not looking in that direction at all. The Hermit energy is looking in that direction, but it's a spirit shared between two people, isolation energy, an energy where it's just the two of you, maybe even the two of you who could have felt alone in each other's presence, because you both have the typical hermit energy that's coming up in both of your things. One is linked to like martyrdom, another one's linked to addiction. One is linked to modesty, the other one is linked to the sin of omission. So one person may lie by omission. All these swords are on your end, Sagittarius. Maybe leaving out details or not letting another person know, I don't trust you and I'm looking into everything you're doing. That's a lie by omission as well. But it also has that suspicion, that espionage feel to it. That also is a form of deception. You see what I'm saying? So the Hermit is going to feel that. The Hermit's going to know that. So when it comes to the Page of Wands, what you're saying and what your energy is attached to over here do not match. And this judgment being called is putting the King of Cups towards someone of their own element. It's like, how could I keep giving cups in an environment where cups aren't supported? It's a lot of not even negative, but mental energy that's happening, that's like being covered up underground. Resistance. Misery loves company. So if this is your energy, but it's like this, a person's going to sense it, especially if they're attached to the Hermit energy. The Hermit energy that you should be embracing is letting it play its cycle and letting it meet this. Because these swords never end if it just is left to run rampant as a hermit. But if you can do this in hermit mode, you can take these swords and find resolution. You can take these thoughts and they have an ending. This is how you know they're not going anywhere. You can't see where they end. They have no real source and no real end. They are definitely something that is allowed to happen, allowed to keep going, like a rerun or something that is on repeat. Like, you have to manually stop these reoccurring thoughts, these reoccurring patterns. It's like this. You know what I'm saying? These 3 swords and this sword here, but then you have all this confusion in the middle. That would be your 9 of Swords. It's like combining the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords reverse. These reverse cards. So the Judgment remains. It is not coming back together. It is over. With this effort, there's not enough effort to support. Your new beginning is you. Their new beginning is them. It's completely separate. If you two have the same advice, the relationship change would veer you on separate courses. Relationship change is 5 and 6, which would be an 11. But I don't see 11 here. I see 1 at a 5 and 1 at a 6. That's it. So new beginning is you going in one direction with your 1, them going in their direction with their 1, themselves. Damn. Oh. Shit. I know why you were suspicious. Because you're coming up as Queen of Wands, Page of Wands. Their interaction that you could have been questioning or sensing was this Page of Cups. It is their match. It is their Queen of Cups. So the message is still coming up from last week. Different ways. Damn. 5 of Cups. Different ways. But there's still 2 cups there. So I feel like this was just like a layover. This was a stretch in time to be shared by the two of you to learn something very specific, teaching and learning. Because you could also have some unfinished business somewhere. I think that 5 of Cups belongs to this King of Cups, but I think it's in relation to someone else. And I think that's why you were kind of overwhelmed maybe when this 9 of Cups came in, because it didn't feel, I think you two were both in a state of heartache, a state of 3 of Swords. But somewhere along the lines, they used the Hermit energy to actually heal what they were going through and transmute the energy. So now that it's time to put in effort from your experience in your past relationship, you still have yet to transmute the energy. So you're no longer vibrating where they're vibrating. They're now vibrating to the person they were vibrating to before. Now that the healing has happened. When their person was unhealed and they were unhealed, they vibrated. When their person started to heal, they were still where they were. You were here. You two linked. Then when this person is this person's healing is influencing the King of Cups' healing, just energetically, because there's still a tether of unfinished business. And they're starting to heal, and their energy is getting lighter and lighter and lighter. You have not done the transformation yet. This effort is yours to do. But there was not enough effort, because it would have taken a whole lot of work for you to catch up to where the King of Cups is going. Because their example, the example that was set for them to rise to the occasion to rise in vibration for, was at such a level that they had to work their ass off to get there. But in doing so, left you where you were, in that misery energy, in that heartbroken energy, where you two found solace in each other and found that hermit energy appealing in one another, like you were kindred, like you were both going through it. This person is no longer, they have memory, and they're still looking back through the eyes of the hermit to what they just came out of in this experience, but it's not where they are now. They're on another vibrational wavelength, and it's linked to their true pair, their true match. Fuck. You just gotta recognize and be able to, there's a lot of it, like wanting to ignore this mental energy that is asking you to take a look at it. like, you have this inquisitive nature about things, but it's about matters of the heart. It's about matters of things that you can't necessarily fathom. You break your own heart in trying to find certain information that has no beginning and no end. Like, it's plaguing you. It's taking a toll on your mental, but also your emotional state, and that's what keeps these cycles going. So for whatever reason, if they're going to their partnership, like maybe you two have, um, you also have something very specific. Oh, fuck. The devil is right there. Addiction. Confession. The sin of omission. There's something you must do. Like, you both had to do something very specific to amend situations that you had come from, in order to resolve them completely. You could have both been on breaks from somebody significant and got together. And now the break is over. Like, for someone, and it's like, okay, well, I got to go back where I'm supposed to be. I don't know what it is, Sagittarius, but Six of Cups is here. And I do feel that it's time to you're going to have to go back in it. You're going to have to go back in it with what you've learned, though. You're going to have to take everything that you've learned from this experience. Because it's not as... Tower didn't come out, but I feel Tower energy and I see Death energy. I definitely feel that, like, it's sparing you. It's not putting you through the ringer. Even though it may feel a certain way, it could have knocked your head between the wall and the dry. Like, it really could have. But new beginnings and love are here for you to work on. Like, you have to do the effort. You have to put in the effort first. Stop putting so much effort into the thoughts of what has transpired and put more in, like, because you're still focusing on things that you will never have the answer to. That's wasteful. The things you will never have the answer to. If you believe something in your spirit, just believe it and then take it off of your mind. But because you don't actually believe, or your spirit doesn't actually know, it poses itself as a question. Page of Swords. And that's what kind of gets you fucked up. So either you know or you don't. And I don't feel like I'm talking to a Sagittarius sun person. I honestly don't. I feel like it's a Sagittarius placement. Seventh house or North Node, or, like I said, Venus. It doesn't feel like it's a sun sign. It could even be a moon. But whatever this was, we're not talking about this shit no more. If I see it in a reading next time, I'm going to skip your reading. And I'm just straight up, I'm just going to say it like that. And it's nothing personal to do with you, but to be repetitive and to keep being told the same thing, those kinds of messages really make me not want to do them. Like, I don't want to have to keep repeating myself, and I don't want to have to see that you're still... I see a little advancement, but it's like not so much. It's like it literally probably went like day by day by day with the energy. So you're still in the process of it. It's not completely closed out, or, but I feel like it's you're trying to grasp and come to an understanding of, okay, this is really not gonna work. This is really over then. Are we sure? Are you really sure? Like, do I still feel this way? Or it's like you're not in a state of knowing, you're in a state of wonder. and being inquisitive about it versus being resolute. And I think that's what it is. So I will talk to y'all later. We got to work this shit out because we ain't going through this no more. Okay? Talk to you later, Sag.